Okay, these two examples are also quadratic equation, but the way they ask is very, it can be a bit more challenging. Okay, so if you look at example 7, that is a quadratic. So it's a quadratic equal to 0. So you can go for your cross factorization. If you go for your cross factorization, or if you are very good with observing your algebra identity. If you are very good with this, you will be able to recognize that you can also use this. So if you are thinking, right, I'm just showing you. So if you are trying to observe, so this one is like a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So if we try this, my factorized answer will be just 5x minus 2y squared. If you go for your cross factorize or you go for your multiplication frame, you will still get 2 brackets. So whatever is it, the 2 brackets is still the same thing. Okay, so I leave it up to you. Will you be doing the cross factorized multiplication frame or using the identity? Okay, so whatever is it, you just need to be able to factorize out. And since both brackets are the same, so you end up something like this. Okay, this one is actually a Sec 1 question. So some of you may forget how to do such thing. So from here, we got to twist out the ratio. Okay, I'm going to twist out the ratio. So I'm going to twist out the ratio. Okay. I'm going to divide by 5. So I will get a 2y over 5. Then I'm going to divide by y. Okay, what happened when I try to divide by y? So actually, when you try to divide by y, right, okay, it's actually very direct. Okay. I show you in this way, huh? So it will be 2/5 y divided by y. So when you are dividing by y, it kind of cancels. You get a 2 over 5. And what about the coefficient 3 over 4? So I multiply 3 over 4 on both sides. And this will be the 3x over 4y. Sorry, I wrote this one wrongly. So I must multiply 3 over 4 on both sides. So this part, just punch calculator. Okay, let me just double check. 2/5, 3 over 4. So that's the answer. So basically, there's a lot of trying to do something to both sides. So you look at what the question wants. So I will divide by 5 on both sides. I will divide by y on both sides. Then I will multiply 3 over 4 on both sides. So you just have to do step by step. You see what the question wants from you. Okay, the next one is something a lot of students, they couldn't get it. So I suggest you try your best. The first part is actually quite easy. The first part should be easy by now. So you just go for your factorization. First bracket is equal to 0. Second bracket equal to 0. The tricky part is the hence. The tricky part is the hence. The meaning of hence means I must make use of my answer. Okay, so I'm going to show the hence method. So if I'm going to do the hence method, how is this related to this? So is there a relationship or not? Okay, most people, they couldn't detect the relationship. So okay, now I'm trying to explain to you what is the relationship. This is the difficult part. So I'm going to manipulate. Okay, before I manipulate, right, I would like to share this idea first. At first glance, right, I think that the y, I'm making a guess. I'm guessing that the y is changed already. It's changed to x minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to guess whether is it true or not. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to split this to a minus 1, minus 15. I split the minus 16 into minus 1, minus 15. From here, I organize. And I put the original side by side. You put the original side by side. You will realize that your guess of this part is correct. So my original guess where I'm guessing the y has been changed. Can you see that it's actually identical? So after I confirm that y has been changed to x minus 1. Okay, so what does that mean? Meaning the y here is also changed to x minus 1. That means, right, instead of y equal to 2.5, I will have x minus 1 equal to 2.5. Instead of y equal to minus 3, then x minus 1 equal to a minus 3. So I'm making use of the relationship. So I realized that the original y, they changed the algebra to x minus 1. So I'm also changing the answer. So this one is a very, very difficult concept. So some of you may not be able to understand or accept at this moment. So this one is, maybe you see quite a few more times, then maybe you will understand it. Okay, but take an idea that, oh, there's such a thing like changing the algebra up. Yeah, there is. So in upper sec, right, there's more of this coming up also in E math and A math. Okay, and then the question actually say otherwise. So what the meaning of otherwise, right, means, right, I do not need to use my previous answer. So if I don't use my previous answer, how am I supposed to do it? That means you just expand it out. You know, go through the long method. expand it out. It looks very troublesome, but if you are careful, it's very doable. Then you go and factorize. You will still get the same answer. So maybe some of you will be thinking, I don't understand the hands method. I don't understand the blue method. This part. I'm going to go for the otherwise method. So if the instruction doesn't have this otherwise, you cannot use this method. So you got to look at the instruction. If the instruction have hence or otherwise, both methods are okay. If let's say we do not have this one, then this method is not applicable. That means, right, if you done it by the otherwise, when there's only a hence, you get no marks, even if your answer is totally correct, because you are not doing by the method they actually want you to do. So this is one of the very, very challenging one. You will also see similar question in the book.